Right, this is what we're going to be making today. My Lancashire Hotpot Supreme. So every now and again I'll make what I call a Supreme version of an old recipe. And this has got a few additional things going on with it, which I'll explain in the description box. But right now, I think we'd better get cooking. So what's in a Lancashire Hotpot Supreme? Well, firstly, there's garlic, which there normally isn't in Lancashire Hotpot. The base I'm going to use is Sofrito, so celery, carrots and onions. They're not terribly unusual, but the asparagus is probably a little bit unusual, I would have to say. And I've also got some English hot mustard. That's not unusual. Worcester sauce, not unusual. Soy sauce, bit unusual. And as you can see, I'm still chopping the meat. Now, I don't usually show you my meat, except on Innuendo Friday. But I'm doing less of the chopping on camera now because I think people know how to chop things, slice things, dice things, peel things, and it becomes a bit boring. So anyway, there's the spread so far. I'm going to chop up these cloves of garlic and the onion, and then we're going to get started cooking. Just to explain a few things, this is an old camera that I'm using, so I have to set the focus before each shot, and as you can see, it's not set right now, but now we are set and we can get on with our meat. So we're going to put the meat in first. We're going to get that nicely caramelized, and we'll use the flavours that we get for that for the sofrito. There we go, that's the meat nicely caramelized. Look at how dark it is there. Now we're going to do our onions, and have a look at this pan. So that's the pan that I used. I'm just going to splash some oil in there, and then the loud noise of the onions. Not that loud. Right, and now in with our celery and carrots, and I'll be back once I clear the screen. There we are. Now it's all ready for the rest of the vegetables. Right, there's our beans and peas, our pumpkin, give them a little stir around. And you can see all the caramelisation from that meat now starting to hold hands with the vegetables. Let's get some stock in there. Probably finally hear me again now. Now let's get in a couple of teaspoons of hot English mustard, our soy sauce and Worcester sauce, and also the meat back in. I'm going to stir this for perhaps another 10 minutes, And then we're going to put it in our baking dish covered with our potatoes and thyme. But before that, I'll add in the garlic and asparagus. Now once this has reached temperature, I'm going to taste it, then season it before we put it in our baking dish. But while it's getting up to temp, let's do these potatoes. Right, now it's time to get this in the oven. Rightio, let's just spread that. Now we're going to top this with our potato. So you just want to overlap slightly as you go. I'll come back when I've done that. Right, that's our first layer. I'm going to drizzle some beef stock over here. And I'm going to also sprinkle some thyme. Like that. And a little bit of salt as well. And then with our second layer of potato. Right, there's our second layer. So again, a little bit of beef stock. We just don't want these potatoes to dry out. As I said, we're going to give them a little pressing as well. Let's get that in the oven. Can't wait for this now. Okay, this is after 1 hour. So we're just going to press this down. This is so the potatoes get some moisture to them. There we are. Perfect. Be very careful you don't spill this over. So we're going to stick this back in for another half hour. And then it's time for tasting. Yum. Rightio. Well, there it is, out of the oven. And as you can see, it's still bubbling away. So what I'm going to do is give it another little press down. And then I'll leave that for about 10 minutes. We'll serve it and give it a nice tasting. Alright, here it is, all served up. Now, let's have a bit of a taste. Let's try some of this meat. Oh, those potatoes. Oh, this is going to be a beautiful hearty meal. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you make this. And I will catch you on the next recipe.